Hold it, guys, it's Metro, and today we're taking a look at the silver encounter in the underground rocket fortress. I wanted to include this in the series because this is by far the most interesting battle I've had thus far in this game. Whitney was pretty interesting too. That would probably be the best gym leader battle, but this one is a real challenge, and it kind of sneaks up on you. You don't really expect it to be especially harder than Jasmine, but a lot harder than a lot of the battles. And I'm gonna do this twice to show you the different RNG elements. We'll talk about it, but this is just a good example of what a hard Pokemon game can offer. This dude's Pokemon are exceptional. They all hit extremely hard, they all have extremely good stats, and they're all great Pokemon in general. There's no glaring weakness on this guy's team, and even with my utmost preparation, the best team I could assemble here, this is just my normal team, so obviously I could probably, I was thinking about bringing Gengar along, but I'm not really sure what I could do differently here. And I still beat it with just 5 Pokemon, I think, used. I could probably get it down to 4, but this was a real challenge, and mostly because how difficult it is to one-shot everything. PRIMEAPE, if I had to go up to 87 just for this battle here with PRIMEAPE, because if he was sub 86, like 85 was where I started, Fly didn't one-shot him, so I was thinking, you know, what other options would there be to take out PRIMEAPE? Tried Exeggutor with the Psychic move, doesn't do enough, he does a lot of damage to him, he can't survive that, I need him for later battles, etc. It's just a real nightmare, man. This battle is really interesting, actually. So, you know, while I won't call, it's a guide per se, really, but it's more of a discussion. I'm really excited about the second half of this game. We're coming up to it now. I think the game is going to be, this is where the game starts, really. This is like the end game. We're getting close to 100. The final gym battle is going to be, they're all in the high 90s, so we'll probably have to go to 100 shortly thereafter. But you're gonna see, you're gonna see a lot of very strong, very difficult to take on matchups, and I think that's what this game is all about, man. I really like that. I really like the concept, even with the really overpowered ideas and concepts I have on the team. I still struggle. Now I get the crit there, so that kind of changes the complexion of the battle. Kind of go a different route with the end, because I know I have him up still, able to take a hit. But yeah, Dodrio, this is a crazy strong Pokemon. I'm putting a Tyranitar in the field, guys, alright? Against a Dodrio. Think about that matchup. One level different, Tyranitar against a Dodrio. And he's struggling to take him out, man. It says something about this game. And yeah, once we start getting into the later levels, I think it's really gonna get to be a really fun challenge. I honestly can't wait for it. By the time this is uploaded, I'll probably have gotten even further, but I am glad I started playing this game again, man. It's really, really fun. So the big issue here is Steel Wing. I don't know if he's always going to use that. There's no move pool accessible, so I couldn't include that, but since he does Steel Wing, Rock Slide very likely won't one-shot him. Even with Tyranitar. I mean, this dude's got like a sideways 8 for his physical attack, dude. It's infinity, and he's still not one-shotting this freaking bird with 3 heads. That's unreal, unprecedented. So yeah, I actually died at Dodrio, which is pretty nuts. So I just go in with Lantern. I know what he's gonna do now. He's gonna do the double edge. I guess that's what he does against like when he has like when he has the potential to do that. Because if he did that against Tyranitar, it would do no damage. But Venusaur, another tough one, man. This guy is really, really bulky, and as you're gonna see in the second one, he's also really offensive. I don't know if I lose a speed tie or what in that second one, but he goes first this time. Now I go first in this one. Charizard, of course, when he goes first, he's definitely my best Pokemon, no doubt about it. It sucks to say, but Charizard is just like, he feels like he's like A level, you know what I mean? Like he's the best Pokemon in this game. I can't imagine maybe against like a Dragonite or something like that, but the best Pokemon I've encountered, definitely Charizard. Wobbuffet is definitely number 2 because of his immense, like, yeah, you can really metagame with him, but the actual like regular Pokemon strats, Charizard dominates in. Now this Pokemon's nuts too. He doesn't do as much damage as you'd think, but he is not gonna lose a speed race. Like he is going first, man. It's unbelievable. Even against Charizard here, extreme speed, of course, always goes first, but it does a decent amount of damage. So the reason I'm doing this is because I know Exeggutor can finish him, but I'm a little pensive about it. I'm not sure. I say I know, but I wasn't actually sure of it. I wasn't sure that Exeggutor could actually live a fire move. I expected it so because he's very defensive and very strong Pokemon in general, but I've never played with him, so I don't really know. I don't have a lot of experience against, like, I would never send an Exeggutor in against a fire type in this game, but the only reason he's coming in is because explosion. So I have 2 health missing, and you'll see that is absolutely enough. With full health, even with flamethrower, it does not one-shot me, which, yeah, it's pretty cool. So when that happens, I'm able to explode all over the Arcanine, and he dies because of it. Very dangerous move there. The explosion strats are just insane, man. I love them. I really do. I'm so happy that I have this, like, capability of outsmarting the AI. So let's do it again one more time. I'll show you a little bit of difference, but like I said, the battle is a true test. I feel like it's like the gateway into the hard part of the game. The early part of the game was challenging for some reasons, but once you get your head around the concept, it's really easy. You find the puzzles to be more time consuming than even training up for the gym battles and beating them. Like, yeah, there's a couple puzzles obviously that are really frustrating, but this is a real good test of it. This feels a lot more like Dark Rising to me, if you guys have played Dark Rising, where you're constantly up against really high level, very solid threats. It feels like almost the stats are boosted, and I like that. I like that because the Pokemon that they have should have some type of an advantage on ours, even the same level, because they are AI. You know what I mean? The developer needs to understand that. When you create a game, you cannot beat the player in a thinking battle. You're never going to do that unless you're playing Gamer Fan or some idiot. You know what I mean? You're never going to beat that. You're never going to create an AI that is strong enough to outsmart a player. Maybe you can trick them once in a while or confuse them, like really piss them off with sleep and all that. But 9 times out of 10, you have to make the Pokemon stronger. And that's a big thing a lot of game creators don't really understand. Reborn and Rejuve, they did it right because they put the field battles in. That's the advantage, right? And then you could even use that to your advantage. So it's like double the fun, you know? But if you're going to make a challenging Pokemon game, guys, or you're looking to play one, find one that, the teams are very strong. They're very balanced. They're very, almost the Pokemon seem overpowered. And then you'll have a fair challenge because you're overpowered. You're a human being, and you could use explode strats. You could do shit like this, and it trivializes it, But FERALIGATR here, I don't get the crit on him, so the Exeggutor takes a lot of damage. Even with the healing he's doing, it's not enough. I would never survive the Arcanine, so I go to the proper strategy, the one that I expected to do from the get-go, and it works fine. But yeah, these guys are all 89. Of course, I had to train up very high. I tried to beat this guy at 75. I got here, like, everybody was like 77 when I got here. And actually, no, it was the previous Executive. Yeah, 77. That Executive was easy. I was expecting him to be hard. I thought he was going to be the doorway to the difficult part of the game, but I was wrong. He had a Pokemon, I'm pretty sure it was him. He had like every single one of his 6 Pokemon had Explode, and none of them used it. I was almost hoping they did use it. Like, I was like, all right, here we go. I'm going to make a video on this, show you guys, bring like 3 rock Pokemon and just eat all these Explodes, but they never use it. Not a single one of them, so I actually just like crushed him, but then I had to start leveling to get to him. Like, I got here, everybody was like 77-ish, and yeah, he obliterated me. And this is like a really, really tough challenge. This would be a good one to try to go under-leveled and bring like a pure matchup, but at this point, I need to level anyway. There's no way I'm going to get through the next 2 challenges with sub 90-something, so no point in putting it off. Even especially leveling up new Pokemon just for this didn't seem worth it. But now that those 3 are out of the way, things start to get a bit more challenging. Dodrio, obviously, as you saw in the last battle, is crazy. Even a single Steel Wing is enough defense to prevent me from one-shotting it with Rock Slide, a stabbed, 2 times effective move on a pseudo-legendary that has an enormous amount of physical attack, guys. An absolute metric ton of attack. And he still cannot kill this Dodrio. Really saying something, I think. I don't know much about the Pokemon. I've never even used a Dodrio. I've never seen one played on any like sort of team. I don't know. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. Didn't we use it in Reborn? I think we did. I think we used it I don't know. Maybe we used it against a fighting gym in Reborn. I feel like we used it at some point, but anyway, I very, 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 very rarely even see this Pokemon. So I don't really understand what its gimmick is here, but it's just surviving. That's all I know, so we just got to keep at it. Luckily, it can't kill Tyranitar. Tyranitar is also, I mean, he's got 300 health, dude. Let's get serious. And then Venusaur, here you go. You'll see, I don't know, maybe it's got Quick Claw. I don't know, but it's certainly got OP, that's for sure. Overpowered, and the fight boils down to who goes first for me, and I go second, so I lose. He uses Ancient Power, which is not even close to stabbed, and it certainly is not his strong point, I don't think. I don't know, is Venusaur a physical attacker? Maybe. Maybe so, actually, yeah. But either way, just obliterates me. 4 times strength. Oh, it's just GG. So I have to kind of make things up here on the fly. Executor, I know, is obviously going to survive any of his moves. And he goes for Sleep Powder, and it misses. Godlike RNG, guys, there. That's sometimes you got to get some RNG. I like to not go for RNG, but, you know, for these regular fights, I'll take it. It's as good as you're going to get. You can go the 100% condition, but you shouldn't need to for these, like, intermediate fights. I don't expect it, you know? But the final Pokemon is Arcanine, and I'm going to take him out pretty easily. Lantern, a very hard counter him at 337 health, guys. Very hard counter to Arcanine. He has nothing that's even going to remotely hit you hard, mostly because of your bulk, but of course because of the type. And you have Surf, which doesn't one-shot him, which is pretty funny, right? I mean, it's an Arcanine. Not your strongest defensive stats on that Pokemon, but yeah, still enough to withstand a single Surf. So that's everything, man. I'm really enjoying this guy. It's, you know, if you're watching this and you're having trouble with it, I guess the best advice I can give you is probably just a level. I don't really do anything specific here, but I of course play it smart. I try to go matchup for matchup, which is always, you know, it's the baseline advice, but you can try a little bit more adventure strats, try a little bit more explosion. I think maybe explosion on a few targets would actually be pretty good. But it's always the ace in the hole. So Electivire or Electabuzz is not too hard. That's probably like one of the harder Pokemon on his team. So get past that and you're good. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next episode.